The Chicago Bulls get a hard-fought, rare win in Denver, mainly because of the Bulls bench. Me and Pat are going to break it all down, talk about it all and more in today's Locked On Bulls.
You are Locked On Bulls, your daily Chicago Bulls podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Thank you for tuning in to Locked On Bulls, member of the Locked On Podcast Network, where it's your team every single day. That's Pat, the designer, host, and creator of the Windy City Breeze and host of the Chicago Bears podcast over at ESPN 1000. I'm Haize, host and creator of Chicago Bears Central, Chicago Bulls Central YouTube pages.
You do host
and
that
podcast. I do host that one. I did tripping for a little minute. You say the other way around. Welcome to Locked On Bulls, y'all. With that said, Pat, we got to cut down the pre-show banner.
Too much pre-show banter. Dang it. I thought we were good for a little pre-show banter.
Oh, man.
Oh, hey, I was going to school the other day, man, and I was just walking there. Don't worry about it.
Bro, the Bulls bench today, 66 points, bro, in a victory, man. The feeling of this game changed so much after the Bulls got in. And shout out to Billy Donovan. The Bulls bench checked in initially with right around 4 minutes left in the first quarter. Billy Donovan didn't insert another starter for, at that point, almost 11 game minutes between the first and the second quarter. And then immediately when Vooch checked back in the starters, the damn Denver Nuggets went on like a 20-9 run or something like that. But that bench unit really gave the Bulls a lot of energy, and they deserve to be the first thing talked about today. How'd you feel about the performance from the bench today, Pat?
Listen, I don't know how much credit we can give Billy Donovan. It's second of a back-to-back, and he didn't have as many starters to burn. So shout out to him for, I guess, doing what the logical thing was in that moment. I would love to see him ride the hot hand more often because the bench definitely had one. I mean, like today, I think you got to give credit to a couple of guys there, which you saw at Ayo Dosunmu defensively and being able to turn that into offense was exactly what you needed. I give flowers to Patrick Williams, who, listen, I'm not going to sit here and like go, oh my God, he played the greatest game that I've ever seen. He didn't score very well. There are a couple of moments where he was toughly matched up on some guys and he was able to defensively lock them down. Big shout out to a guy like Dalen Terry, who the stat sheet is not going to say everything that he did, but I thought he did a phenomenal job defensively getting involved and bringing some energy to the floor. And you know what? The biggest shout out of all, to Jalen Smith. What I saw out of Jalen Smith tonight, bro, like, I don't even know what to call that. I'm going to be honest with you. Like, Sticks played a game that wasn't about points. It wasn't about rebounding. It wasn't about effort, or it was about the effort is the right way to say that, right? Like what he did versus Nikola Jokic, the best center in the NBA, one
outweighs him by over 40 pounds.
Yeah, arguably the best player in the NBA.
Yeah,
today was. I don't even know if shocking is a surprised enough word to really say how I feel about this, because I thought defensively, listen, Jokic has that spin move where he gets the elbow up, gets the shoulder into you and fades back. And Jalen Smith looked like he knew everything that Jokic wanted to do. Like he was digging into the tape going, this is this move. This is how he goes off of this side. This is like, it looked like one of those Kobe, Michael Jordan, one of those guys that say, I know everything you're going to do before you do it, and I'm going to find a way to stop it type games. Who's expecting that out of Jalen Smith? So big shout out to Sticks on that, who has been playing really well this season. This is not a shot at you saying like, you surprised me with you playing well. It's a shot that like, you had every answer on the test to literally, I mean, are we giving Shea the best player in the NBA right now?
I think that's fair. I mean, Jokic is right there too.
I would give it to Jokic. I would say you had every answer to the test for the best player in the NBA.
Yeah.
That is by far a conversation I did not think I would be having here tonight. And Haize, you saw where we were at before the game, bro. Like, we both were like, the Bulls don't win in Denver. Yes, they've won their last two versus the Nuggets. They won the last time they played in Denver. The Bulls generally don't win in Denver. This is a
goes
win
back
that
to the Jordan era, just for those people.
This is a win that is incredibly impressive, and how you did it is incredibly impressive. And sweet Jesus, if you could find a way to get the starters on board with that, it would be a phenomenal basketball team.
Yeah, I mean, listen, and for what it's worth, these are the type of games where you do have a deep bench where you trust players, because it was the second of a back-to-back, 2 games in high elevation, which we know how tiring that is. Like, the Denver Nuggets have a legit home court advantage with the elevation that they have there, and the Bulls came in and they used their depth to overcome that advantage. And listen, I don't think we've seen a stretch where Billy Donovan has played a bench unit as long as he has. No. Now, I know you said, they kind of forced Billy Donovan's hand, and that's good, but we've seen Billy. We know Billy Donovan. Billy Donovan is very much a coach that's like, all right, at this minute mark, I'm bringing my guys back in, and he didn't do that today. Even so much that when he did make a substitution initially with the bench, it was just substituting out Patrick Williams for Julian Phillips and keeping another bench player in.
Yeah.
So
listen, fourth quarter minutes, you got Jalen Smith with 2 minutes and 33 seconds. It felt like that because he got hurt, right? Yeah. Julian Phillips 427, Javon Carter 427. I didn't even mention Javon Carter. Hey, we did the live call, bro. Listen, we're not fans of Leroy on this show.
Exactly.
Hey, that's a Chicago Hooper, bro.
Bro,
hey, listen. I couldn't even be mad at Buddy, bro.
Me either, bro. During the game today, I said, you know what? I have to call him the ball-headed menace, because he was being a menace out there. Like, he was killing it, bro.
Bro, it was the shots he was taking, bro. I said, bro, I swear to God, I just seen so many mugs down at the park playing with them same shots, bro. He was just letting that mug fly. When he went to the bucket and he had Jokic on him and he went up, and then up and under, I was like, all right, dog, you're doing too much now. But no, you got to give credit to where credit is due in this bench unit, bro. Like, and when they got their opportunity, they showed out. And listen, the Bulls have been one of the best benches in the NBA. So it's not a surprise that the bench played this well. It's a surprise for me that Billy Donovan continued to go with him. And I'll be honest with you, dog, I don't know if it's something that's going to continue. That is truly a concern for me moving forward, because how many games have we talked about where we've lost, where we've said, yo, Jalen Smith needs to be in there. I know we've got a conversation here that a lot of people are having about Nikola Vucevic. Vuce had a horrible game pretty much until the last 4 or 5 minutes of the game. Last 4 or 5 minutes of the game, I thought Vooch closed out really well. But like,
he had a big 3. We don't win that game if Vooch doesn't hit that 3.
Big 3. The ability after getting a 3 dropped on you to stay down on the floor, play really good defense on Jokic, and then get the steal. There's a couple of plays that I think you don't win without Nikola Vucevic out there. But I'll be honest with you, bro. Somebody brought up is it time to bench Vooch for a guy like Jalen Smith? I'm like, he's too inconsistent for me. But this season, to start off, Jalen Smith has played some incredibly good defensive rotational basketball. The plus minuses show it on a consistent, even in games where he is completely terrible from the 3-point line. Defensively, he has been locked in. And I'll be honest with you, there are games that people used to talk about when they would play against guys like Carmelo Anthony, guys like Al Horford, guys that were just bigger than you, Boogie Cousins. And then you knew they were going to beat you up that game. And you said, I'm going to have a lot of ice on at the end of this game. That's what Jalen Smith put on the line to win this game today. And I have a heck of a lot of respect for that, bro. A lot of respect.
It's hard not to have respect for Jalen in the way that he's been producing for this team over this 5-6 game stretch, whatever it's been. He's been playing really, really well. And this is a guy that me and you both looked at and was like, he's just so inconsistent. And that's what part of the reason why he fell out of the rotation last year. But then when you see him give games like this with this level of defensive effort, it reminds you what he can be. And Billy Donovan was honest with it when he was talking about it in training camp and stuff like that, saying, part of the reason Jalen fell out of the rotation is because they went with Zach, because they felt Zach offered better defense and better rim protection.
100%.
And it seems like Jalen has said that and said, all right, bet I'm going to stay in the paint, which he does a really good job at. He still falls in love with the 3 sometimes. And when he doesn't hit it,
be crazy sometimes.
Yeah, there's a little bit of question there, but this has been a guy that's been a lot more active as far as in the paint defense. And that's basically what Billy Donovan challenged him to do. And so shout out to him on that one.
And you know what? I think maybe we saw a difference in Jalen Smith today, dog. Like, it's tough to say, but if we're being honest, bro, there was 2 plays in a row where Jalen Smith said, I'm going in the paint and I'm moving Jokic. And he moved him. Yeah. He missed both shots, but he moved Nikola Jokic. Nikola Jokic, what is he, the 3rd heaviest player in the NBA?
Yeah, like, bro, he's almost 300 pounds.
That is a mindset. Is he the heaviest player in the NBA? Is he 300 pounds?
He's 265, I believe. Said almost
away from 300. I was okay. I was about to say, is he 300
almost
pounds?
300 pounds.
So he's probably him, Steven Adams, and
Zach Edey?
Oh, Edey. Yeah, Edey probably is the heaviest player in the NBA. That's a good call. Yeah. But like the fact that Jalen Smith was like, let me go down there. Let me back to the basket, move this and did it. Like, I don't know what you've been working on this offseason. Congrats to you, brother. You balled out today. We got to give you flowers on that.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, we're going to move into the next segment. We're going to talk about, is it time to bench Nikola Vucevic? And we're going to look at the numbers on that one because I think they're glaring. But first, we got to get into a message from a couple of our sponsors, and the first one being Rippling. If you're a business owner, here's the truth. SaaS promised to make work easier, but now the average company is buried by hundreds of apps that slow down your teams and simply don't work together. That's not SaaS. That's sad. Software as a disservice. That's why you need Rippling. Rippling is the unified platform for global HR, payroll, IT, and finance all in one place. They've helped millions of businesses replace a mess of disconnected tools with one system designed to give leaders clarity, speed, and control. What I love about Rippling is how it removes the bottlenecks and busy work that slows teams down. Everything from onboarding to payroll to IT access runs automatically and perfectly in sync. It's a seriously simple to use and gives companies one source of truth for their people, data, and everything they touch. Whether you want to run your entire HR, IT, and finance operations as one, or just fill in the gaps in your software stack, Rippling can do it all. And right now, you can get 6 months free when you go to rippling.com/LockedOnNBA. Learn more at rippling.com/LockedOnNBA. That's rippling.com/LockedOnNBA for 6 months free. I also got to talk to you guys about Prize Picks. This episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. You and I make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement of the sports season. Whether you're following the NFL, NBA, or both, there's no better time to jump in on the action. If you haven't tried it yet, Prize Picks is the simplest way to pay. You just pick more or less on at least 2 player stats, and if you get them right, you win. It takes less than 60 seconds to make your lineup. You can play anywhere Prize Picks operates, including California, Texas, and Georgia. I've been using Prize Picks during the football Sundays and NBA tip-offs. It keeps every game exciting. The new Stacks feature is a game changer. You can now pick more on Steph's points, threes, and assists in the same lineup. Plus, if one of your players leaves early with an injury, the injury reboot saves my lineup from a loss. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code LOCKEDONNBA to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code LOCKEDONNBA for $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. More Locked On Bulls coming up next. I pressed it. It just took forever to trigger. It's so weird. All right, Pat. So we got to talk about Nikola Vucevic. That's going to be a question that's on the minds of a lot of people. Is it time to bench Nikola Vucevic? I'm going to throw some stats on you, Pat, before we talk about this. When Nikola Vucevic is on the court, which he's played 409 minutes on the season, we're negative 48. We have a net rating of negative 6.1, an offensive rating of 113, and a defensive rating of 119. Keep in mind, defensive rating, the higher number is worse. Yeah. If you look at the 225 minutes we played without Vooch on the court, we are plus 45, a net rating of plus 10.6, an offensive rating of 124, and a defensive rating of 113. Pat, on top of what you see with your eyes, hearing those numbers, is it time to bench Nikola Vucevic?
Yeah. And that's okay. It doesn't mean it's time to stop using Nikola Vucevic. Doesn't mean it's time for Nikola Vucevic to stop being a part of the rotation. But yeah, it's time to bench Vooch. Now, you have to have somebody to bench Vooch for. When Zach I'm blanking on his last name. You said Zach Edey earlier, and I was stuck in my head. Zach Collins. When Zach Collins comes back, maybe you're willing to have that conversation. Do I think that Jalen Smith fits better with what the Bulls want to do? Yeah, I do. Do I think that Jalen Smith is going to be more consistent than Vooch down the stretch? Probably not. But I think that at a minimum, right now you're playing Vooch for one reason and one reason only, because you're probably hoping at some point to move on from him. Mm-hmm. And I'll be honest with you, like, if you're taking Vooch, you're taking Vooch. Like, if you're going to trade for him, you're going to trade for him no matter what. It doesn't matter, right? Like, at this point, because this is who he is. Bro, there was the play today where they passed it back to Vooch. Vooch just couldn't get down there to get the ball. He fell over. He falls on his back. He saves the ball. He falls
again, bro.
Falls again, bro. Goes back court. It's like, that was the moment. I said, listen, I don't know if the younger audience is seeing this, right? But you remember Old Yeller. He's like, look at the sunset.
Bro, I think that was the first movie I ever cried at as a kid. It was Old Yeller, bro.
Mine was Lassie. That's crazy. It was both dogs. Mine was Lassie. Yeah. There's a movie where Lassie goes over the waterfall after saving Timmy Goofy at. Bro, anyway. But, bro, like, or was that Old Yeller? Maybe that was Old Yeller. Was Timmy Old Yeller or was that Lassie? I don't know. Anyway. But, like, it's time, bro. And it doesn't mean Vooch is a bad player. It doesn't mean that it's time to take Vooch away completely. It doesn't mean it's time to stop using Vooch. It means that Vooch doesn't fit and is hurting the young players that you have in your starting lineup.
Mm-hmm.
That's all that means. I'm sure that there is a lineup that you want to see Vooch in. I'll be honest with you. That lineup may still be in the last 5 minutes of game. Nikola Vucevic in the last 5 minutes of this game, when he was able to lock in on Nikola Jokic, played some great defense, got an opportunity to really make things difficult on him. I thought he played smart defense, and I thought on top of that, he got a key steal that won you the game.
Mm-hmm.
But you are clearly hurting players who, dog, the contrast is ridiculous. Like literally, starters to bench, your bench unit, plus 25, plus 20, plus 18, plus 15, plus 4, plus 8. Your starters, minus 21, minus 17, minus 12, minus 11, minus 14. Now, are the rest of them absolved of that? No, you got to play better too. But they all looked pretty much like better players when Vooch wasn't on the floor with them. That's the part,
and that's the place that a lot of players reach in their career, right? It's not like we're singling out just Nikola Vucevic. Like there comes a time to where your productivity, it changes, right? You still can have areas where you can help the team, but the way you do that has to change. And at this point, it has to change for Nikola Vucevic. I don't know if Vooch is a 20+ minute player against every team anymore. There may be where 15 to 18 minutes is the sweet spot for Vooch going forward. Like it may be that. And then in some games, he's able to give you 20 or 25 in some specific matchups or when he's cooking. But that is something that I do think Billy Donovan should explore. I just don't know if he will. And it is politics involved in it. If they do hope to move Nikola Vucevic, I get what you're saying as far as teams know what Vooch is if they're interested, but you got to think about optics of things. I do think that plays a part into it, right or wrong, for a team to try to bench a player that they know that they want to move. So all those things play into it. But I do think we're going to get to a point at some point this season that Billy Donovan's going to have to start answering questions on, all right, why is Vooch playing almost 30 minutes a game when it's clear he should probably be playing 15, 16 minutes?
Here's what my pushback would be on benching him for the optics of it. What are you trading Vooch to be more than likely if he's going to a top team? I would say you're probably trading him to be a bench piece. Like, I don't know if you're trading.
I don't know for sure for that, right? You look at some of the teams that need centers, but I get what you're getting at. Like I said, I'm not arguing your point. I understand your point completely. I'm just saying it from the Bulls' perspective.
100%. But I would say if you're the Bulls right now, you have to think there's a point. Everybody can't transition into that. I think that's the part for me with the NBA where 2K has destroyed some people. And maybe it's just fans. You like to say that it's not people that are in these front offices and stuff like that, but sometimes it is. Right? Like I think that video games has destroyed people in the sense that you will trade for somebody and just say he can turn into that dude. You got to see him be that dude. When you become a guy who's an off-ball center off the bench, so you're going from, what are we saying Vooch is getting? What's Vooch shooting right now? 15 shots a game? Probably somewhere around there. Right. To 7? That's a very different player. And so I would think it would actually increase your trade value with some of the teams that are in the, let's trade them to the West. We don't want them coming back and going crazy. With some of the teams that are in the Western Conference or even in the Eastern Conference, where you get an opportunity to see, oh, he can still be. In fact, he is more of that guy coming off of the bench than he was in the starting lineup. So I would actually think it would increase the amount of teams that you would be able to trade him to if you showcase that. Now, again, we're also operating in this world where the Bulls want to trade Vooch. And me and you have said there's probably a 2-year extension coming.
Yeah.
Well, how Vooch is playing right now? Hey, is you telling me a 2-year, $20 million extension don't sound good for Nikola Vucevic to Arturas Karnisovas?
I mean, that Vucevic's agent's probably like, if you don't take this deal, I'm firing myself.
I'm just telling you, dog.
I'm firing myself.
I'm firing myself. You know what? I ain't even quitting. I'm fired. No, man, we'll see what ends up happening. Listen, we got to talk about. Listen, I love the fact that the Bulls are 7-6 coming out of their toughest stretch to start this season, and it does get a little bit easier. We got to talk about that coming up next. But first, we do got to tell you guys about a couple more of our sponsors, the first of which being Robinhood. Your ambition just met its match with Robinhood. You play for the win, not just on game day, every day, locking in on every opening, beating your PR, beating it again. Channel that drive into your money. Robinhood puts you in control of your money. Trade stocks and ETFs, options, futures, and crypto all on one platform. You can now build and execute your own trades from a desktop with Robinhood Legends advanced tool, or take advantage of the new Robinhood strategies with a tailored portfolio managed by a team of experts. You expect more from yourself. Expect more from your money. Get started today at Robinhood.com/your money. Again, that's Robinhood.com/your money. Your money, your move. We also got to tell you guys all about Rugiet. Let's be real. Making excuses doesn't solve anything. We've heard them all before. It's just stress. I'm tired. Or it happens to everyone sometimes. But when it comes to performance, sometimes your body needs a little bit of extra support. And if you're Nikola Vucevic, that's where Rugiet comes in. Rugiet.com offers fast-acting, doctor-prescribed treatments for ED designed to help you stop making excuses for your start and start making moves. Y'all can't see the background. Rugiet makes it easy to get started. You just connect with a board-certified doctor, 100% online, no awkward waiting rooms, no in-person appointments. If prescribed, your treatment ships directly and straight to your door. Very discreet. It's about confidence, connection, and getting back the moments that matter most. Visit RUGIET.com/LockedOnNBA to get 15% off your first order. That's RUGIET.com/LockedOnNBA. And don't forget to use our code LockedOnNBA so that they know that we sent you. Rugiet, stop making excuses and start making moves, Billy Donovan. More Locked On Bulls coming up next.
Dog, that's crazy, bro.
Did he have music?
No, you don't get no music after that one, bro. I don't like. You don't get no transition music after that one, bro. That was a crime. You just hate crime. You just committed one.
Bro, I was like, don't look at Haize. Don't look at Haize. Don't look at Haize. I look up, you're gone. Hey, man.
Oh, man.
Everybody needs a little Rugiet every now and then, bro.
Apparently, Vooch needs a little bit of extra.
Pat, May said that stray was super unnecessary.
Bro, that's crazy.
I don't know if that was a stray.
The Bulls have made it through the toughest stretch in the NBA. One game above 500. They have a game against Portland that's going to be tough. Portland's a tough game, but it's very winnable. The Bulls then go into Portland, Miami, and then about 6 or 7 straight games that are very winnable after that, Pat. So this Bulls team, as much as they did go on that 5-game losing streak, they got back down to 500. We could be talking about a team that is legitimately maybe something, around the range of like 15 and 5, 15 and 6, 15 and 8, somewhere between there. How do you feel about where the Bulls are right now?
If I told you to start the season that the Bulls would be above 500 coming out of this stretch, people would have said I was crazy.
Yeah.
Listen, I know how it finished for the most part. This was an insane stretch. Oh, by the way, if I had told you the Bulls would finish above 500 without Kobe White, without Zach Collins, without your best scorer in the lineup, losing Josh Giddey for 2 of those games?
2 games.
To the worst ankle break that we've ever seen in our lives. I mean,
in history.
Jesus. I mean, NBA history. That's tough. Bro, you would have told me I was crazy.
I mean, you're still crazy, but yeah, I would have told you.
I mean, listen, that's straight. I don't know if that was that unnecessary. But anyway, I think here's the thing for me. You still are above water. There are 69 games left.
Nice.
And you've got a ton of opportunity now to go on a nice little run here. Oh, by the way, in those games, you beat proven playoff team.
Yeah, basically all of our wins have come against playoff teams for the most part.
Now, does that mean I think the Bulls are going to go out there and dominate every team they play? No, you can't play to the level of your competition.
Yeah.
And guess what? We lost to, I don't even remember his first name. Jenkins. Whatever his name was. He was cooking Jenkins. Jandis? Is it Jandis?
Danis Jenkins.
Danis Jenkins. Shout out to you, Danis. Keep doing what you're doing. We don't know you. You lost to Danis Jenkins. Who actually, I'm not gonna lie. As much as I say we don't know.
He's on a run, though.
He's been hooping. I'm not gonna disrespect him hooping. He's been hooping. But that to me tells you all you need to know about the margin that you have to go into some of these games. When Portland will blow you out. Portland is hooping. Denny Avdia is ready to give some work to Josh Giddey. So you have to find a way to still beat these teams and not play to the level of competition. But that doesn't mean that this Bulls team can't find themselves in a very good position moving forward here. And it's not going to be, because we already know, Haize, what the conversation is going to be. Oh, well, you got back into it once you weren't playing the playoff teams. You was playing the playoff teams to start the season.
Exactly.
So this is a great opportunity for the Bulls in my mind, and I'm excited to see it, bro.
Yeah, I mean, the Bulls have put themselves in a really good position. And now they just got to go out there and prove it. Now, the thing with the Bulls, like you said, is that they don't always beat the teams that they should beat, right? So now over this stretch, I would love to see the Bulls beat the teams that they should beat the teams that they're favored over, and come out of that other side of that looking much better. And we'll see if the Bulls can do that. I think that they can, but they got to go out and show it, because nothing's going to be given to them. Nothing going to be won off assumptions or should be's, right? So That's what the Bulls have to do in this. And if they can, we'll see. The season's looking good though, man.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I love what I'm seeing right now in this game. I think the biggest we'll see, if we're being honest, is Billy Donovan. You know what I mean? Like, he rode the hot hand tonight, but I keep saying it. You had to. You had no choice.
Yeah.
These dudes were dead. As much as we want to talk about plus minus and all that in this game, they all look dead. Modest looked dead. Modest probably was the best of the starters.
Giddey.
Well, Giddey looked dead too, though.
He came alive in the second half. I think he caught his second win in the second half. Thank God we only got 1 day in between it, so they may still be tired when we take on Portland. Yeah, but you get to go back to regular oxygen. That's a big difference there. I'll be intrigued to see kind of what this Bulls team is able to do moving forward. But it does come down to Billy Donovan. Hey, are you going to be able to make the right decision with some of these late game decisions that we watched way too many games where Jalen Smith does not get in the fourth quarter? Absolutely. Well, anything left, Pat, before we get up out of here?
We do got to do this. We haven't done this in a while. Yeah. Hey! C-Red!
You ain't got enough space to do it like you used to.
Voochie Vooch! Really screwed the pooch! Jalen Smith gave them the sticks. Vooch out here hooping like he need them pills for C-Red Nation, y'all.
Why so much crime on Vooch today? Thank you guys for tuning in, man. Oh, Pat, give me your socials before we get up out of here, bro.
Follow us on everything at Locked On Bulls. You can follow me on everything at Pat the Designer.
You guys can follow me at CEO Haize. Locked On Bulls is free and available on every podcasting app and platform of your choice, as well as YouTube, the Odyssey app, Amazon Fire TV, Roku TV, basically anywhere you want us, you can get it. We'll catch you guys bright and early on Wednesday morning. Yeah, Wednesday morning. Peace, y'all.
Peace. Just saying, bro. He hooped a little flaccid today. Someone needs to sit in this pod to Vooch.
That's crazy.
I'll have a mad Serbian mad at me. Or what is he?